change aisles. Since I suspect he would rather not see me today. There's another patient, one of my favorites. 3 years overdue for his C-scope for rectal cancer. I'm worried it will come back. He's barely 50. I gather I missed someone, a new patient. He calls to change doctors, upset that I didn't recognize him in the grocery store.
I should say that this is a composite of writings of all 10 of the doctors. We just got to be the readers. So you people know I'm not a surgeon. I am a university-trained, state-of-the-art surgeon in a small community. At my interview for residency at a big hospital, Dr. Thistlethwaite, a bow-tied, preppy-looking young attending, asked me why I was applying to a highly academic residency since I had made it clear that I intended to practice in a small rural community one day. I told him that I didn't know why motivated intellectual people couldn't take their brains and skills to small communities. As if there were clearly two tiers: academic, urban, good health care, and rural, marginal, fly by the seat of the community surgeon's pants care.
Very nice.
I never imagined that I would like a rural area, and here I am liking it. I am a big city person, big hospitals and big cities. It energized me, invigorated me, kept me on my toes, let me meet other specialists and colleagues easily and frequently. I never thought a small rural hospital could replace or fill that space. Now I'm enjoying it. There are still interesting patients, discussions with colleagues, hectic schedules, but somehow it is more relaxed, more peaceful, more personal. But in spite of all these nice things, I am going to retire in a big city.
Practicing in a rural area has brought such a wonderful collection of patients into my life, particularly practicing in my hometown. My past, present, and future life is woven into the rural fabric here. My high school English teacher, my childhood best friend's mother, the clerk who hands me my baked goods at the supermarket bakery, the teenager who will later take my daughter to the prom, the 6th grade girl who, years later, I offer a position as a family physician. You get the idea. One can only specialize and insulate so far as a rural family physician.
When I finished my 3 years of internship in Romania, I was supposed to practice pediatrics in a rural area. I was dreaming about a little cottage and growing my own cornfield and chickens. I was dreaming of an office with one nurse, one secretary doing everything. I was dreaming about taking care of my patients with only a stethoscope and my knowledge, and a pack of prescriptions, and some vaccines. I was dreaming about walking into villages 3 to 5 miles per day to vaccinate kids. I was dreaming about teaching moms how to take care of their infants and how to deal with folk remedies. It was only a dream. It never came a reality. I came to the United States. Here, in a rural practice, I am blessed with good laboratory, X-rays, CT scan, MRIs. The reality is better.
On a good day, I love my families. They've known me since I was a teenager, milking cows and driving a tractor without brakes down Snake Road. The old farmers come in trusting me because they seem to feel I have common sense and respect for their lives. I know the families. I know the school teachers. I know who lives out on the muddiest dirt roads. The sense of connection with my patients is personal and strong. I am known by everyone. And on a bad day, I can't go to church without being asked about someone's lab results. I go to vote, and the polling official asks what we can do about her rash since the last medicine didn't work. The entire population at the local restaurant knows me, and I must eat neatly and behave well. I am known by everyone.
A city shuts down in a snowstorm. Somehow in the country, the weather is part of people's planning. Snow-worthy cars are more prevalent. Distances to the doctors are greater. On a snowy day, many of the in-town patients will cancel, but the patients from Holbrook, Lunenburg, and Thornton will make it, especially if they had had a colon prep.
You can tell a number of you have had colonoscopy. I'm fortunate that I've been healthy most of my adult life. The times I've been on the receiving end of medical care are few. When I was pregnant with my third child, I felt the first flutter at 10 or 11 weeks, earlier than my other two pregnancies. I called my new nurse midwife, a Yale-trained CNM who would be covered by my insurance. I was so excited to share the news. She said, "Your dates are wrong." I knew my dates. I kept them written for years in journals stacked beside my bed. I was excited and wanted to share the news of first proof of life within, and she blew my joy out with medical ease. Not what I wanted to hear, not even accurate. I went back to my old midwife, and I birthed my baby when I knew he was due. Another time, I went to a new MD who found a lump in my breast and wanted me to go ASAP to a specialist. I was sure it was just a cyst. The breast specialist made fun of the family medicine doctor who sent me, cursing her for wasting his time. Where was I? Between two doctors, unsure who to trust or believe. When I was a freshman in college, getting fit for my first diaphragm, the NP said, "I'll give you a prescription for 2, then you can leave one at your boyfriend's house." That's what I do, then you'll never forget it. She made me feel her equal, sophisticated, responsible, a woman with a lover, a life, the power to decide not to get pregnant. My husband and I went to a famous doctor who wrote books and gave talks and barely fit us into her schedule. She spent more time selling us her book than learning about us. We felt obligated to buy her book. We never went back. My lessons from the first experience: hear what the patient is saying to you. If her voice says, "Be happy for me," be happy. Let the brain coast. Don't get medical unless the patient is seeking that. Not immediately, anyway. Hear the message within the words. Second, patients can feel like children. Don't put them between you and another doctor. Never make them choose sides. Never speak badly about a colleague. It brings dishonor to you both. If I have a problem with a diagnosis or approach, I go directly to the other doctor. Patients are too vulnerable to get involved. Third, sometimes choose to self-disclose in small doses when the time is right. Identifying with the patient can give them power. Fourth, be brave. Sometimes take the risk to say what is deepest in your heart, even if it's not the correct or expected or doctorly thing to say. And never sell a product to a patient.